Come on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, I can hear you.
Thanks for coming on.
No problem. Thank you.
Welcome to episode number 91 of the Bullets Take. I am here with 2025 NFL draft prospect, Mali Harris-Strayhorn from Fayetteville State. And I'm excited to hear his story of where he is today and everything else. So, welcome.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
My first question is, how did your recruiting process go towards the beginning of your high school career?
I feel like mine is a little bit different. It's very interesting. It really started off with me because I didn't play football until my senior year of high school. So coming in, I really, of course, wasn't recruited much by any school. Um, I ended up I was committed to Mount Union University, and then I had some other issues going on there. So I ended up coming back home and just working out at a field. And I had a coach see me. He just asked me, did I play football or did I play college football if I had a scholarship? I didn't. Soon as we found out, I was blessed with an opportunity to go play at Livingstone College down in Salisbury, North Carolina. Played there for 2 years, and then after 2 years, I entered the transfer portal and came to Fayetteville State.
My next question is, how did you find advice to go to school at Fayette State?
Um, it was really, I think, the visit that kind of won me over more than anything. The biggest thing was when I hopped in the portal, I was already cautious because about 3 years ago, it was still new to everybody, relatively new, entering the portal. So everybody was kind of hesitant. Some people were like, okay, let me just do it just to go somewhere else. For me, it was really, to better my environment, better my education, and give me, I say, a platform for me to go and actually be able to play pro ball or post ball after college. What really finalized it was me when I got on the campus. It was like night and day compared to Livingstone. No hate on Livingstone, but Livingstone's a much smaller community. And then coming on Fayetteville State, it was a little bigger, more modern. So I was like seeing the campus life, and then comparably to the campus life, being able to see, meet new people, and it was just more. I feel like more opportunities out in Fayetteville.
How is it like playing football at whatever level you're playing at?
It was pretty good. I say it was a very it was lot of learning more than anything. Biggest thing I did was pick up my faith in God was because I didn't understand. There was a lot of things I didn't understand. Kind of going through my own trials and tribulations at school and just trying to figure out where my place is. Sometimes wondering like why am I not playing? Sometimes why is things not going the way of course I'm expecting it to go. So that was the biggest thing is kind of having faith in myself and having faith in God and allowing myself to explore and open up. And eventually, I was just mature enough and it kind of just came to me as I kept going. And then boom, everything was started to flow how it needed to flow.
What is a typical day like for you on game days?
Game days, first thing, I always wake up and pray. Once I do that, I go ahead and get my music going. This is usually like a home game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I usually get my music going in my room. Once that's going, I mean, I usually make my bed up every other day. Make my bed up, and then we usually go meet and go eat and everything, walkthroughs and all that. Now I come back to the room by myself. I listen to music called ambient music. It's like really calm, poised music, and it gives me like a little subtle. It just eases me. I'm not too high. I'm not too low. Just nice and mellow. Being nice and calm. Talk to myself. Just kind of self alleviate. Talk to my consciousness, my self consciousness. Just go out there, meet back up with the team. We in the locker room. I got myself headphones in, locked in, ready to go. Go through walkthroughs, warm up, make sure I'm catching the ball, focus in, me, the ball, in the field. That's all it is. And then when it's game time, I'm ready to work.
Who in your family do you look up to and why?
In my family, honestly, it's two people. I can say my mom and my dad. My mom, she has 6 kids besides me, and just watching her how she's been able to grind and always keep food on the plate. And then my dad, he's always been a hard worker, a hustler. Like I've always seen him. He's always had a job. He's been a businessman. I've seen him go from firing people always to put himself in a better position. So it's like being able to watch both of them, always excel and keep themselves evolving. You always want to make myself to keep myself evolving.
So, what makes you a unique player on the football field?
I believe what makes me a new unique player on the field is first, I'm 6'4", 192 pounds. You don't find that many players, in especially in Division II, that's at my height. And then on top of that, I have special speed, and then I'm very lenient. My body's very flimsy, flexible. So at tight corners, tight spaces, small players can take, I can take as well. And I'm very quick twitchy, and I feel I could give myself like a sixth sense. That's what I call it. Because it's like sometimes I see things before they even happen. So it's like, okay, I catch the ball, boom. I see where the defender's coming at before I even, before he even makes that cut. So it's like I'm able to make a quick dime on the cut. And it's like, boom, he ain't even how you do that. He's 6'4". That wouldn't be typical for an average receiver like him. And that's why I would never consider myself, an average receiver, especially being at 6'4".
Mm-hmm. What current or former NFL player do you compare yourself to?
Myself, I really don't compare me to any players, but I've had people compare me to T. Higgins, CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Rice, and Megatron.
What makes you a unique player on the football field?
Well, I just answered that question.
Oh, my bad.
You're good.
My next question is, what has been your favorite football memory playing at Fayetteville State?
At Fayetteville State, my favorite memory was, I've had a lot of memories, but I think my favorite memory was, really just this whole overall season was the biggest season for myself personally. Being able to, take on leadership and then be able to take on, the actual accountability of the receiver room and how everybody kind of just not follow my back, but fell on my back. So it's like if they needed anything, and this is also outside of football, so it was like, it kind of became a little brotherhood. And it's like all of us as a whole accumulated and became like really tight and really cool. So it was like I really consider that whole thing a whole overall memory because I still talk to him to this day. And of course I'm still in college and I still have one more semester, but I still talk to him to this day. And it's like, we're locked in for sure. Like even postseason, like it really did something to us and gave us, an actual bond and a brotherhood.
How many hours a day do you take the time to watch film to better your game?
Probably about 1 or 2. I don't try to overload myself. Earlier I was just watching this guy named what's his name? Benkert. I forgot his first name. But I was just watching him on YouTube and kind of he was just explaining, the defensive coverages. I watched that, I know about 2 or 3 times a week. Trying to, get myself elated to coverages and understanding coverages, especially like the sneak coverages, like let's say cover 6, seeing 4 and 2 and kind of reading it how which side, the boundary could be 2, the field side is 4. So just kind of just reading and picking up what's what.
What do you like to do in your free time?
I like to read. That's one of the biggest thing I really picked up, especially in the season. Because I used to be on my phone a lot, and I used to I don't know. That's one thing I used to do, be on my phone and get on the game. And it was like, got to a point where it was like, I guess I was giving myself a blockage, and it was just like, I'm kind of getting bored of this. What else should I do? Mm-hmm. And then one day I had one of my homeboys, he was just telling me, he gave me a book to read. It's called The Power of the Subconscious Mind. So for me, what I did, I'm not a big reader as a real book, but audio book. So I was walking around the neighborhood and my headphones in. I started playing the audio book. I don't know what it is, but for some reason it's really appeasing, and it's also like how the ambient music is really calming, and it actually gives me I have a self voice in my head, so I like to talk to myself. So I listen Self-Conscious Mind book, and it's kind of like I can elate back to myself, elaborate, and kind of break down the words and hear it. But that's one big thing I like to do, and then also gardening. I love to be I don't know what it is. It's very peaceful for me because I know a lot of people say it's different for me, and they're like, "Oh, I wouldn't expect it from you," and I know it is, but I mean, for me, gardening it's been very pleasing. That's something I just picked up recently, probably about last semester in college. I just got me 2 plants. I got a cactus right now. I have a aloe plant I'm growing, and I have a snake plant. And those 3 plants right now, I'm just kind of watching them. seeing how they grow, and I want to pick up more and start actually have my own whole entire garden, all that.
And my last question is, if you could have dinner with any current NFL player, who would it be, and where would you two go?
I think I would. Genuinely, I wouldn't even. It wouldn't even matter to me. Let me actually say, I think I'd do like Jaden Daniels. I'll be with the Commanders. Well, for the fact, first, Jaden Daniels is very young, like myself, and secondly, I feel like hearing him, he's very relatable. He's down to earth, and he's open. He's opportunist. So being able to hear people, listen, not just being, hey, you need to do this, or it's a one person. He speaks, I have to listen type of thing. Now I want to be able to speak, and you speak back to me. We're able to bounce off each other. So I think he would be very relatable in that instance. And I would say, if Washington Commanders came knocking on the door, of course, all 32 teams, I'd be happy to take any team. But I feel like that'd be a really relatable quarterback I would love to play with.
Thanks again for taking the time to come on, and I appreciate you telling me your story, and wish you nothing but the best of luck in the near future.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.